Last case. That was what I had. Right. Well, all praises. So we get our heritage back, and we gotta, as we get it back, we gotta know we got a big work ahead of us, man. Waking our people up. 'Cause our people sleep out of their mind. They just want to keep following the traditions of man and not the ways of the Most High God. And you know they love to have it so. They rival in it. They enjoy it. They take pleasure in it. But as Hebrews, we got to know we're not to do that. We're not to take pleasure in the things of our enemy, not our oppressors. Don't want to be like him. Don't want to take pleasure in the stuff that he's doing. Okay, his patriotism that he pushes. A lot of our people this weekend, a lot of our Levitical brothers and sisters, they're gonna be caught up in this flag day wickedness, right? Where did they learn this thing from? Okay, what is it even significant? You know, for people that were in exile, people that were constantly being raped, robbed, and murdered on that island, right? What do you celebrate? Okay, you're greater than being Haitian. That's not your greatness. Your greatness is that you're the children of Israel, out of the tribe of Levi. That's your greatness. But you don't, not about, you know, they don't know that. So that just shows us the work that we got to do is plenteous, man. Plenteous work that we have to do to waken our people up, right? Because our people, they want to have a nation, they want to hold on to something, you know. They want to have a history and a heritage, but their heritage and their history has been hidden from them. All right, so let's get Colossians 3, verse 17. Let's open up the word. Let's see what the scriptures got to say about all this.
The book of Colossians, chapter 3, and verse 17. And whatsoever ye do in word or deed, do all in the name of our Mashiach Yahweh Shai, giving thanks to Yahweh and the Father by him.
Right, so giving all thanks to the Most High Yahweh in the name of Mashiach Yahweh Shai. All right, first and foremost, start with Jeremiah 17, verse 4.
Book of Jeremiah, chapter 17, and verse 4. And thou, even thyself, shalt discontinue from thine heritage that I gave thee.
Right, and this is the problem with our people. We have discontinued from the heritage that the Most High gave us. So we want to hold on to every other heritage. Everything that we've been taught and shown by our slave master, we hold it as facts. We even hold it so in high regard to the point where we love it, that it becomes a part of us. You know what I mean? Now you got to argue with these people to separate them from their oppressor, because they just want to be recognized as Haitians, or Haitians being recognized on this day. And they're full of patriotism to the land of Haiti, which on their own land, they are treated like second-class citizens on their own land, or supposedly their own land. The land that they're upholding as their own land. Okay. Flying a flag, that's the flag of their oppressor. That flag was not flown to give the people true independence. It was flown to mock the people and to put them under further oppression. Okay, further oppression. Okay, the people. It's not like the people are flourishing out there in the land of Haiti, right or wrong. Right? Our people ain't flourishing out there. The so-called Haitian people are not flourishing in that land. Right? They're not owning that land. And what things that they own, they only allowed to own things that are what don't hold a lot of value. The ports. If you own the ports, you own the land, right? That's like you got a house, right? But somebody else owns your front door. Anything you do in that land, where you gotta go to? The person that owns the front door. right? So they own the ports to the land. You can't come off or into that land without their permission. You cannot go off and into that land with your own power. You can't just get up and say, "Oh, I'm gonna leave here today. I'll be back." You need to what? You need papers, right or wrong. You need to get what are those papers? That is permission given to you by your slave master, right? By the one that own the gate, own the ports, whether it be airport. Airport, you need to get what? You gotta get a passport. What does a passport mean? It's a pass, like a hall pass when you was in school. When you do it the hallway, I got a pass, right? That means somebody gave you permission to be in the hallway. Okay. That pass is permission. Like you got to go into a backstage and you need a pass to get backstage. Oh, okay, I will let you pass. We will let you pass. Okay. So you thinking you own a nation, you're part of a nation, but you need a pass to go and come. A lot of people don't think about these things. That's not your nation. That's not your country. That is the place of your captivity. IET or Haiti, most well known. That's a place of our people's captivity. One of the ports of our captivity. So it's nothing to be flying flags and running around and putting 25 flags in your car because you representing something. I don't know what you represent. Okay. Because you can't go to the history of that land, right? The history of the land they should be representing is what? Fighting against their oppressors. Okay. If anything they want to talk about, that's what you should talk about, not partying and get naked in the streets. What does that got to do with being about Haiti? Right? That's the same thing that all the islands do. Right? Carnival time, they call it, right? That comes from a Roman festival. Right? Under a king, the king was called King Bacca. That's where you get Bacchanal time from. Right? King Bacca was known to have a festival in the streets where, it would be like an all-out orgy, the all-out nakedness, right? And worshiping of deities and different demonic worships. That's why they wore those costumes, masquerades, right? This is something that took place in Rome. But now what? All the Caribbean countries follow this same festival. You name a country, they all do it for their different reasonings. Some say they do it for Juve, the freeing of the slaves, and all this kind of stuff. Listen, you making stuff up. That's not where it comes from. Look at the history of Bacchanal and King Bacca. We're not making this thing up. You can Google it if you think we're making it up. Okay. A lot of people say, "Oh, these guys are haters. They don't want to see us have fun." Listen, we're gonna have fun on Sunday, right or wrong? Right? That's right. We're going to enjoy ourselves Sunday, right or wrong? Right. We're going to turn up on Sunday, right or wrong? Right. Why are we going to turn up? Why is it? Because it's the Lord's feast. All right? It's the Feast of Weeks, the Pentecost. So we know we're going to have our joy, but our joy is going to be in righteousness. We're going to have our mirth. We're going to have some wine. We're going to have some food. We're going to enjoy things in righteousness. We don't got to go be wicked to enjoy ourselves. See, a lot of people, they see you open up the Bible, they think that, oh, there you go. You know what I mean? They're going to spoil all the fun. You don't have to be wicked to enjoy it. Okay? But a lot of people, they're trained that way in their mind. When they think of the Most, they think of God, they think of their old church that they went to with grandma. Stand up, sit down, sing 2 songs, and go back. Oh, yeah, give your money, and then you can leave. Right? That's not what we're doing now. All right, we researching our history. We checking out what's going on past, present, and future. And we coming out of one book and doing all that. All right, what you reading?
Oh, Jeremiah 17:4.
Read that again.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 17 and verse 4.
Right.
And thou, even thyself, shalt discontinue from thine heritage that I gave thee.
Read on.
And I will cause thee to serve thine enemies, in the land which thou knowest not.
Right. This time we were in Jerusalem, in Israel. We don't know nothing about that. We knew about the east. We ain't know about this west.
Yeah.
The western hemisphere, at this time was not even populated. Okay. So I show you that prophecy came to pass. All right. Give me Deuteronomy 28. That's being astonishment. Byword and proverb.
37.
37.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 37.
Yeah. Come.
And thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and
It's like
a
it's over 36.
verse 36.
Huh.
The Most High shall bring thee and thy king, which thou shalt set over thee,
Right.
unto a nation which neither thou nor thy fathers have known.
Right.
And there shalt thou serve other powers, wood and stone.
Right. So it didn't matter our stature. He said he's gonna bring us and our kings, right, into this captivity, into his land that we have not known, where we're gonna serve wood and stone. What does that wood and stone represent? It represents all these false deities. It represents these churches, right? It represents people following after worshiping a crucifix. There's so many examples of wood and stone, right? But ultimately, it's talking about idols and not the Most High God. Okay, that's what the wood and stone is talking about. False idols, dumb idols. Read on.
Verse 37. And thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword.
So what's some of the proverbs and bywords that we became? One of it is what they celebrate in this week. Our people became Haitian. That's a proverb and a byword. That's not who they are. Right? They're the Israelites. They're the Levites of the tribe of Israel. They're not Haitian, but that's a proverb and a byword that was put upon it. They call out their name. Read on.
Among all nations.
Among where?
Among all nations.
It don't matter where they are on the earth, they will call them this thing. I don't care where you go, they're going to call you the same thing. Oh, he's Haitian. Oh, look, he got his flag. Stop by saying.
Yeah.
Right? No matter where you go. And our people love it, but the problem is, our people love to have it so. They have no problem with it. They think it's great. Right? They full of energy. Right? Read on.
Among all nations,
Uh-huh.
whether the Most High shall lead thee.
Right. For all nations, read on.
Thou shalt carry much seed out into the field,
Right.
and shalt gather but little in.
Right.
For the locust shall consume it.
Meaning that what? What's that seed represent? It means sowing. Meaning that work. When you carry the seed out, you're going to go do the work. But what you get what you get for the work that you do, you don't get much. You don't get much. That's the condition of our people, right? We got people making
No, it's the sister asks about the address.
the address icon. All right, so we don't get much. So we got to be mindful of that. All right, so this Haitian Day thing is not something that we should be celebrating. All right, there's nothing to celebrate about us being brought over here in slave ships. Right, that was a port of our captivity. That's all it is. Whether your ship went to Haiti or the ship went to Jamaica, went to Barbados, it went to Florida, Jamestown, Virginia, it's all the ports of our captivity. We came over to the Western Hemisphere to be enslaved. This whole Western Hemisphere for Israelites is a jail. Okay, that's what it is. The whole Western Hemisphere is a jail. Since we left the East, we ain't been free. Everybody understand that? We moved around in the East. We went to different countries. We wasn't slaves in that country. We went to that country. Some countries we went up in there, we kicked down the door. And they had to deal with us, right? And they had no choice. Some countries we just passing through, right? We went into the land of Canaan, and it was no longer the land of Canaan. That was the land of Israel. Okay. We had a different dwelling on the earth in the east. We came to the west, right? Our northern tribes, they got a bright idea that they're going to go where nobody is dwelling, and they're going to keep the laws over there. Right? Didn't work out that way. All right? Our brothers, our Ephraimites, our Issacharites, talking about Puerto Rican, Mexico, the Aztecs, the Incas, Boricua, the Taino, right? The Cascaya, all these Indians that was over there, so-called, Esau called them Indians, right? But we know them as northern tribes. They came over here, they came over here to keep the laws, and they weren't able to do so. Because this whole Western Hemisphere is the land of our captivity. Everybody understand that? From Canada to Argentina. Is Argentina the bottom or Chile? Who's last? Who's the bottom of South America? Argentina and Chile.
Yeah, Chile.
It's kind of
both of them.
It's kind of both of them,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. They split the bottom of South America. All right. From Argentina to Canada, this was a prison for our people. So we're looking to get out of the Western Hemisphere, huh? Most likely gonna bring judgment on that. We're not trying to praise the land of our captivity. Talking about Haitian Flag Day. We're gonna praise that. Okay? Give me in the Apocrypha, give me Ecclesiasticus 19 and verse 5.
The book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 19 and verse 5. The book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 19 and verse 5. Whoso taketh pleasure in wickedness,
In what?
whoso taketh pleasure in wickedness,
Whoso taketh pleasure in wickedness, whoever enjoys wickedness, read on,
shall be condemned.
shall be what?
Shall be condemned.
So now you want to go, what's going to be going on for this Haitian Flag Day? What's the activities? What's the itinerary?
Waving the crowd.
Waving the flag around doing what?
Barbecue, women.
Barbecue,
Yeah.
right? Getting drunk,
Mm-hmm.
chasing women,
Griot.
right? Getting high,
Griot.
griot, right? What else they going to do out there? Huh? The women going to be dressed what? Scantily, right? They might as well be naked out there. Okay? They're going to walk up and down. The men are going to what? They're going to have lust in their eye. They're going to be lusting after the woman. The woman going to be lusting after the men. Right? Money going to be thrown around, wasted. The pride of the eye. You know what I mean? Everybody going to want to be flossing. Right? Shining up the cars from last week, man. Getting ready to floss around, driving around in a circle.
Yeah.
Ain't going nowhere. Read that again.
The book of Sirach, chapter 19 and verse 5.
Uh-huh.
Whoso taketh pleasure in wickedness shall be condemned.
Whoso taketh pleasure in wickedness shall be condemned. So our people are setting themselves up for condemnation with this whole Flag Day. Because they are all going to take pleasure in what? Straight up wickedness. There will be no righteousness going on amongst the children of Levi on the Flag Day. Okay. Straight wickedness. Read on.
But he that resisteth pleasures,
He that do what?
resisteth pleasures,
He that says, you know what, I'm not going to the festival. I'm not going to be there. They say what? Sabbath. You supposed to be there. What's going on? No, I ain't coming, man. I ain't with that whole Haitian. Man, you ain't no real Haitian. They gonna get in your case. Where your flag at? They saw you walking without your flag? Where's your flag at? Because our people want to hold on to something. They want to have, if you leave it up to our people in 10 years, people want to say they're really from Uganda. That's how bad they want to hold. They start making stuff up. They really gonna think they from there, man. This cat's gonna be a Ugandese or Ugandian. I guess they would call it. It'll be from wherever because our people have no history. They have there's no stability. When they look towards history, all they see is slavery. All they see is being beat down, knocked down, kicked down. When they get a little time to shine, they think this is the best thing that happened for them as a people. They don't know that they were the kings of this earth. They don't know that when you read about Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, when you read about Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, you read about Christ, you read about your own people. They don't know that. The greatest men to walk this earth were all of the children of Israel. But our people, they disconnected from their heritage. That's why we went to that scripture first. And because they were disconnected from their heritage, they sought to what? They got a new heritage. They got reprogrammed, byword and proverb. Okay. So they think this is the best that they have. But we got to go out there and show them otherwise, huh? Read on.
But he that resisteth pleasures crowneth his life.
Right, he crowned his life, man. Right, he crowns his life. He makes his life extended. Okay. Give me Isaiah 5. Matter of fact, start with Isaiah 1. Let's go to Isaiah 1 first. Isaiah 1 verse 2.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 1 and verse 2.
Come on. Go ahead.
All right. Hear, O heavens, and give ear, O earth.
Right?
For the Most High hath spoken. I have nourished and brought up children, and they have rebelled against me.
So who's he talking about? Israel. Okay. He has nourished and brought up children, but the children have rebelled against the Most High God. And because we rebelled against him, right, now we don't know. Read.
The ox knoweth his owner,
Right?
and the ass his master's crib.
Come on.
But Israel,
For who?
but
Israel, read on.
doeth not know,
Right?
my people doeth not consider.
That means the Most High compared his people to an ox and a donkey. Not the two smartest animals at the farm, I'll tell you that much. Right? And they're wiser than us because they at least know who their master is. They know where they're from. You let that ox, you lay that ox off that land, it will find its way back. Anybody come from another country ever see the cows? They go walking far, and they know their way back. Right? They turn those corners, and they work their way right back to where they're from. Right? They'll go graze in one place, and they'll come right back to where they're from. How do they know that? Because it's engrafted in your memory, in your subconscious, where you're from. But our people have lost that. They don't know where they're from. So when you lose that level of foundation, you have no root. It's like a tree with no root. If a tree don't have no root, what happens when the wind comes? It's gonna blow right down. Or it could be blown around to different doctrines and understandings. That's why they're so unstable. As a people, we're so unstable. We can't be rooted. Why? Because we don't know our history. All right? But now we're learning. Most High has been gracious. He opened up our history to us. We know we're the Hebrews. Now we just got each one teach one. Everybody understand that? We got to go out there and teach these people. You can see our people out there flying that flag for Haitian Day or Haitian Flag Day, or the case may be. You got to let them know, listen, man, you ain't no Haitian, man. You are the tribe of Levi, man. You're a Hebrew Israelite. Read on.
a sinful nation,
Uh-huh.
a people laden with iniquity.
Right? Our people are laden with iniquity, a sinful nation. Why? Be out there lusting, envying, causing people to envy. You know?
A seed of evildoers,
Come on.
children that are corrupters.
Come on.
They have forsaken the Most High.
They have done what?
Forsaken the Most High.
What does it mean to forsake the Most High? I mean, they have left the Most High and His ways. They have forsaken the Most High. You know?
They have provoked the Holy One of Israel unto anger.
Right, and that by doing that, they're angry the Most High. And you can tell the Most High angry. People talking about Black Lives Matter. They getting shot down, unarmed. Those spirits of vengeance is out there. But they don't ever consider that the things happen to us, they happen to us because of our sin. The scriptures say the wages of sin is what? It's death. But the gift of the Most High is eternal life. These scriptures will give you eternal life. You want to go be wicked? And it's the Most High told us what the fate of the wicked is, man. Hold on, give me that could be 5 and Isaiah 5:13.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 5 and verse 13. Therefore, my people are gone.
That's not it. No, it's 5 and 5:20. Sorry, 5:20.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 5, verse 20. Woe unto them that call evil good,
Right?
and good evil.
Right. Most I say, woe unto them that call evil good and good evil. So they talking about this Haitian day is good and it's full of evil. It's full of lust. It's full of fornication. It's full of envy. It's full of strife. That's all that's going to be going on out there. But they say, well, no, it's a good day. Oh, I had such a good time. You had a good time doing what? You know, lusting, envying, right? Striving. They try to play me. They get into fights. Riotous living. Right? You get to the point where when you come to this truth, you can't even be around that stuff. You know what I mean? Just to hear the matter of fact, and that's scripture too, man. The scriptures tell us, come on back and give me that. You hear them talking about it on the radio. They're so excited to come together and do what? What are they going to do when they all get together in this place? Mischief. That's a good word. That's a perfect word. Straight mischief is going down. All right. Give me Ecclesiastes 27 and 11.
The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 27 and verse 11.
The discourse.
Salakia, the discourse of a righteous man is always with wisdom,
Right?
but a fool changes as the moon.
Right. So the discourse of a righteous man is always with wisdom. Meaning that, what's the discourse? What does that mean? Conversation. What you talking about? What's coming out your mouth? If you're a righteous man, righteousness is going to come out of you. Right? A tree can only bear fruit of itself. Right? An apple tree going to bring forth apples. They ain't going to bring forth oranges. Right? So if you righteous on the inside, you're going to be righteous on the outside. People be saying, well, yeah, I did this wickedness, but the Most High knows my heart. Right? If it came out your mouth wicked, that's because there's wickedness inside you. It ain't that there's some other righteousness going on in there that the Most High know about. Your actions will speak of what's so a man thinketh, so he is. Scripture go again? Somebody find that scripture for me. As a man thinketh, so he is. I think it's as a man thinketh, so he is. Read on.
The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 27 and verse 11. The discourse of a righteous man is always with wisdom,
Read on.
but a fool changeth as the moon.
Right? A fool always change up their mind, change what they're doing. You know.
If thou be among the indiscreet,
If thou be among the what?
indiscreet,
What does it mean to be indiscreet? Huh? I think the word they use nowadays is called ratchet. Alright? That means you indiscreet. What does that mean? Out and about is a nice way of saying it. That's a very nice way of saying it. We're going back to that mischief, right? I tell you, mischief is a good word. That word gonna come a few times. Mischievousness, as the scriptures call it, right? Okay. We know. What you got? What word you got?
He said body.
Body, right?
That's a new word in our
That ain't that new. That's old school. Being body. Right?
the book of
That's old
Sirach,
school.
chapter 27 and verse 12.
Uh-huh.
If thou be among the indiscreet,
Right. It means you have no discretion. Discretion means you ain't hiding nothing. Everything is just out there. All right? That's the indiscreet. Things that's supposed to be, personal and kept in a personal context, you put it on Front Street. Okay? You put it all out there. You let it all hang out, as they say. All right? Read on.
observe the time.
He said, when you're among the indiscreet, observe the time because you don't want to be around them too much. When these festivals come out there, I know we hit the streets and we go to teach them, but you don't want to be in the midst of this madness. You see how our people degrade themselves, our women degrade themselves, the men degrade themselves, right? You want to see our people in a royal form. You see them out there like dogs, man, in heat. All right, read on.
But be continually among men of understanding.
Bible says, be continually around men of understanding. Be around your brothers, be around your sisters that know the Most High Yah. Read on.
The discourse of fools.
The discord of who?
The discourse of fools.
The discord of fools, read on.
Is irksome.
Is what?
Irksome.
What do you mean something that's irksome? It should bother you. It's irritating. Hear all this foolish talk. You know what I mean? All this, you're not entertained by it. I mean, all this lust and all this wickedness that's going on, you're not entertained by it. It's irksome when you're in this word, when you're grounded in this truth. Okay. Read on.
And their sport is in the wantonness of sin.
Right. And their sport is in the wantonness of sin. Meaning that what? What you do in sport, that's what you active. Yeah. All their activities is because they trying to what? Become exceedingly more sinful. Like the sin that they're currently doing is not good enough. They got to elevate the sin. All right, I'm out here lusting, but I got to take this to another level. Right? I had shine last year. I had 22s last year. I got to have 32s this year. I got to have 32s. Because I got to elevate the wickedness. It's the wantonness of sin. You know what I mean? I might have got 3 numbers last year. I got to get 30 numbers this year. Right? I got to get with this chick and that one. Or I got to see this guy. Or I'm taking a woman say, oh, we're going to get all these fools' money. Right? We're going to get all these fools' money. They proud about it. Because that's their sport. Yeah. They talk about it like they playing basketball. And they getting ready for the game, man. They got the outfit. Like you get ready to play a game. You got all your gear. Yeah. You know, you got your sneakers, everything you need. You're going to play football. You got your pads, everything. They got all their what? They got their, what do you call it they be wearing? Their romper laid out on the bed so they could go out there and act the fool. Okay? So they go out there and act the fool. And they don't even realize the scripture wrote about it. The scriptures talk about it. Their sport is in the wantonness of sin. Right? They say they've been working out all year so they can put on this outfit. Wait till they see me. Wait till they see me this year. I done got my stomach on flat. It's going to be on when I come out there. Right? This is madness. This is the irksomeness of the mentality of our people. We sit there, we wonder how we're going to bring these people to royalty. When they enjoy, this type of behavior. Okay. But that's why the Most High says, go through the midst of the sea and put a mark on those that sigh and cry for the abominations that's done in the city. It's in your spirit already. Before you heard this truth, something ain't right about this. Some of y'all had that little thought in the back of your minds, in your conscience. Because the Most High have known you from the womb. And when you was even in the midst of your wickedness, something wasn't right about it. Right? You was out there, but you wasn't really out there. You know what I mean? You were in the midst. I know you was out there. You was with the rest of the crew. Some of y'all had your flag, 9 flags hanging off of you. Right? The Haitian flag day. Right? 25 flags. Right? Or life-size flags. Right? But you knew that what? Man, I don't even know why I'm out here doing this. Those are the souls that we going to fish. Them people that love it and love to have it so, continue. Most I got something at the end of that road. We looking for those that's out there that got that spirit in their mind that say, you know what, this ain't, we're having a good time, but something ain't right with this. They're the ones that going to hear this word. That's the Most High sheep. We're going to prove all that too. You got that verse ready? All right, but put this where you at, and we're going to go there.
Okay. The book of Sirach, chapter 27 and verse 14. The talk of him that sweareth much maketh what? The talk of him that sweareth much.
That sweareth much. Everything is F this, F this, F. That's all they got to say. Every other word is a curse. The talk of him that sweareth much, read on.
Maketh the hair stand upright.
Make your skin crawl. Why are you talking like that? Right? Talking all right, talking about this body part and that body part, all crazy with it. What are you talking about? I said animalistic speech. Remember, the Most High judges us even on our speech. He said, let our words be what? Who knows what the Most High told our words to be? Let our words be what? Where's my scholars at? See that? Now I gotta get that scripture. Right? Yeah. Is Ephesians 4?
4:31?
Yeah.
Okay. No.
Not 4:31.
Not 4:31?
4:29. Read 4:29.
The book of Ephesians, chapter 4 and verse 29. Let no corrupt communication proceed out of your mouth,
Right?
but that which is good to the use of edifying, that it may minister grace unto the hearers.
Right, so we should have no corrupt communication come out of our mouths. What is that talking about? It's talking about that irksome speech, that talk or vain speech, all that cussing and carrying on, all that raunchy speech. It shouldn't be coming out of our mouths. Okay? What's supposed to be coming out of our mouths is what? Edifying. That it may minister grace unto the hearers. That's what's supposed to come out of our mouths. Okay. Let's prove it further. Let's go back to the Apocrypha. And give me it talks about Forobius words. Let's start with no, that's not it. Okay, yeah. 23, Ecclesiastes 23rd chapter and the 7th verse.
The book of Sirach, chapter 23 and verse 7. Hear, O ye children, the discipline of the mouth.
The discipline of what?
Of the mouth.
The discipline of the mouth. All right, so he said all this unedifying speech, all that crazy talk, all that irksome speech shows what? No discipline to the mouth. You have discipline, you need self-control, you choose your words. Right? Read on.
He that keepeth it shall never be taken in his lips.
He that keepeth it shall never be taken in his lips. Meaning he ain't gonna say nothing that's gonna cause him, right, to be ostracized or punished. Right? Read on.
The sinner shall be left in his foolishness.
Right?
But the evil speaker.
But the what?
The evil speaker.
So the sinner will be left in his foolishness, but that evil speaker, that one that's glorifying wickedness, read on.
And the proud.
And the what?
And the proud.
How do you know if somebody's proud? Huh? How do you know they're arrogant?
You can't be reviewed.
How do you know they can't be reviewed? Huh? How do they do that? How do you know they got too much pride?
Direct 10 and 12.
Tell me what it says. How do you know somebody got too much
The
pride?
beginning of pride is when one departed from the Most High.
How do you know they departed from the Most High?
You speak it for it.
There it is. You don't know what anybody deal with until they speak. When you speak reveals what's what? What's in your head. We ain't nobody mind readers. Proverbs 10 and what?
32.
What is that?
The lips of the righteous know what is acceptable, but the mouth of the wicked speaketh for it.
That's a good scripture right there. That's a good scripture. Okay. Is that Proverbs 10 and 22?
10 and 32.
10 and 32?
10 and 23 is what you just said earlier.
Right.
It is a sport to a fool to do mischief.
Right, who missed it? We like that word, missed it. Right? So we got to be mindful of that. What comes out your mouth is saying what's in your head, what's in your vessel, what's in your body, what's in your spirit. So if it's not in your spirit, it won't be in your mouth. It's in your mouth because that's what's in your spirit. You know, we got to check our spirit. That's why it's coming out of our mouth. That's why it's so comfortable. Okay? Because it's comfortable in our spirit. Right? Read on.
The book of Sirach, chapter 23 and verse 9. Accustom not thy mouth to swearing,
Right?
neither use thyself to the naming of the Holy One.
Right?
Whereas a servant that is continually beaten shall not be without a blue mark.
Right?
So he that sweareth and nameth the Most High continually shall not be faultless.
Right? You won't be faultless, man. You can't say you're the prophetess of the Most High Yah, but then your speech is irksome. Right? Can't be so. Right? Read on.
Verse 11. A man that uses much swearing.
Much what?
Much swearing.
Much cursing. Much swearing. Read on.
Shall be filled with iniquity.
Shall be what?
Filled with iniquity.
Why? Because no words don't carry no righteous value. What righteous value do you get out of F-U-C-K? Does anybody know what that really means? F-U-C-K? You know it's an acronym, right? Some of you don't know that's an acronym. Who knows what that stands for? Any of my scholars? F-U-C-K? What does that stand for? About what? Say it louder. Right, that's what it means, but what does it stand for? You close. Well, none of the sisters know either. Acronym. All right, the F stands for fornication. The U stands for under. The C stands for commandment. And the K stands for kings. Fornication under the commandment of kings. It was made popular in the time of the 11th century, where the nobles, unless you was a noble, you could not have a virgin as your wife. If you met a woman and you wanted to make her your wife, one of the nobles would have to sleep with her first, and then you can have her, because it was a noble privilege to have a woman that was a virgin, which the common man was not allowed to have that privilege. So what? They had this rule that was put throughout all the land that what? Anybody caught marrying without their wife first being deflowered by a royalty, the punishment was death. Not the king himself, but the nobles, part of his royal people. Like he talking about what? Probably Prince, what's his name? Prince Henry, whatever his name is? Yeah, what's his name in the news now? Yeah, Prince Harry had to sleep with her first. Now you can have her. Because you're a common man. Right? The only royalty can have virgin woman. Okay? A lot of people don't know this is where Valentine comes from. This is the time of Valentine. Exactly. And what was Valentine doing? He was marrying them on the low. Okay? So they wouldn't fornicate. He was marrying them on the low. But what happened was when they found the records of the people that was married, they found all these people, rounded them up, and they killed them. Right? And this is where you get Valentine's Day from. It was actually originally a massacre. Okay? And they cut their hearts out, and they castrated them, and all kind of, first they castrated the men, and they will cut their hearts out, and things of that sort. This is where you get hearts and stuff be given one to another for Valentine's Day. Okay? So this is the history where Valentine's Day really comes from. So all of that ties together in wicked history. Dark times on this earth. Okay? Has nothing to do with righteousness in the Most High. Okay? You have a question? Sure. About birthdays? No, he went to Jerusalem. It wasn't his birthday. It was when he turned 12, as the scripture says. But that wasn't his birthday. No, he's not born at that time. Actually, when you really go through the scriptures and you really see Christ was born, um, it should be in the time of the tabernacle, not in the time of Passover. If we can go over that, time of the tabernacle. This is why they were dwelling in booths. This is why he was in a booth. He wasn't actually in hay with horses and stuff like that. He was actually in a booth. And that's why he was born outside, right? But so it was during the time of tabernacles. Okay. But when it comes to birthdays, now we have no biblical reference of our forefathers taking part in a birthday celebration. Okay. So what we do, right? We don't promote birthday celebrations, but we do honor your birthday as the anniversary of the day that the Most High gave you life, right? So we give the praises to the Most High God for giving life, for giving you another year, for continuing to bless you with long life, because long life is a blessing according to Scripture. Long life, the length of your life is determined by your birthdays, right? Every time you have a birthday, that's another year. So you're determining how old you are by your birthdays. So your birthdays are very significant because you have certain ages of significance with the Most High. When a man turns 20, he enters what? Manhood. Okay. When a man turns 30, what he should be starting his what? Right. When a man turns 50, what happens? When a woman turns 60, what happens? She enters eldership too. Okay, she enters eldership at 60. Okay. So, in other words, ages have reference and preference. They have reason. And the gift of life is a gift from the Most High. All right, because when a child is conceived in the womb, that's a blessing of the Most High. Yeah. When you come forth from the matrix, that's a blessing. When you're born, it's a blessing to be born into this earth. Right? It's not a curse. If somebody says, "Oh, curse the day I was born." If you was Job, you would say the same thing what he was going through. People like to pull Job and say, "Curse the day I was born." You see, the day he was born was a cursed day. No, that's not what the scriptures say. He's cursed the day he was born because he was going through hell. Right? That's why he was cursed the day he was born. Right? But he says, they can become in this world, they can we shall live. Right? Blessed be the Most High. So he blessed the day he was born. Okay? So we got to read the scripture as it is written. So we're not saying observing your birthday is evil. We're just saying we don't throw birthday parties like they do in this world. Right? Huh? Well, I mean, if you just try to commemorate the day, then commemorate the day, right? But that whole thing, like children growing up, well, it's my birthday, you gotta give me something. I gotta give you nothing, right? What did you do today? You didn't do anything, right? All you did was receive a gift of life. Okay? So not every birthday I'm gonna be running to give you something, right? But we're gonna praise the Most High on that day. We're gonna give him, thank the Most High for the gift of life. You should go give an offering to the sanctuary on that day, if anything, right? Come bring an offering, right? Bless the Most High, right? That the Most High has given you another day, all right? We're thankful for our time on this earth. So that's why we commemorate the day, all right? But we don't bake cakes and blow out candles and wishes and all that kind of stuff, no. But that goes into pagan worship, okay? But we don't curse the day he was born either. That's misinterpreting scripture. So you might see some classes online or some YouTubers that put up their classes talking about curse the day he was born and the day of death is better than the day of birth. It's not taking it way out of context. Okay. Every time a child was born, it was a blessed thing. When Rebecca was barren, Isaac, what? He prayed to the Most High. And what happened after he prayed? She conceived, right? And born him a son. Okay, so it's a beautiful thing when a child is born. Everybody understand that? Children are a blessing. You was a blessing to your parents from the Most High God. So it's a blessed action when a child is born, and we commemorate that day by blessing the Most High God. All right, so
yeah, there's only 2 times that birthdays were mentioned. It was only for Pharaoh and Herod. That's it in the scriptures.
right,
Yeah.
and it was only, and that's that they were glorifying themselves.
Yeah.
So we're not into that self-worship and glorify. That's what they do at these birthday parties. Huh? It's my birthday. Put a flyer. They're on the flyer front. Come to my birthday party. Come glorify me. I'm so great. Me. It ain't about you. Right? It's about the gift that you have received. So we glorify the Most High on your born day. Praises to His name on your born day. Okay? All right. So where we at?
Oh, it's a rock.
You was holding something, right?
Yeah, I was trying to read into the birthday of Pharaoh, but
All right.
all right. The book of Sirach, chapter 23 and verse 11. A man that uses much swearing shall be filled with iniquity, and the plague shall never depart from his house.
Right. The plague shall never depart from his house. Why? He's bringing evil spirits amongst you. Remember, words carry a spirit. Everybody understand that?
Right.
Anybody understand that word is a spirit? Let's get that. You know, word is a spirit. What is that? St. John? When we speak words, we causing spirits to move. We call them emotions. We call them, we say, oh, you stirring up stuff. We always say, why you stirring up problems? Right? When somebody's saying something negative. Oh, you stirring up problems. You stirring up spirits.
Yeah. The book of St. John, chapter 6 and verse 63.
All right, 663.
It is the spirit that quickeneth,
Right?
the flesh profited nothing.
Read on.
The words that I speak unto you, they are spirit.
They are what?
They are spirit.
They are what?
They are spirit.
So the words that you speak are spirit. What kind of spirit you putting out there? If you MFing and F this and F that, what spirit is that? That's a weak spirit, man. That's a fornication spirit. Now you know what the word means. Right? You conjure up all kind of evil spirits when you speak in those words. Okay. We got to be mindful. Your words are spirit. That's why Moses said, let there be light. He could have made light and don't say anything. But when he spoke it, what happened? The spirits moved on the waters. That's what the scripture said. Look at Genesis. We got to understand the power of our speech, man. You know what I mean? You ever talk about somebody, then they come around the corner? Or talk about somebody, your phone ring, and the person just called you? And you say, man, I just spoke you up. We say it leisurely, but sometimes that's exactly what you do. You put that spirit out there, and they receive that spirit. Like, I need to call something, said all of a sudden. Oh. Or you put that, or that spirit came to you, and yet, that's why they thought their mind, their name came to your mind, that because they're thinking about you. They about to call you. Verse 2.
The book of Genesis, chapter 1 and verse 2. And the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep. And the Spirit of the Most High moved upon the face of the waters. And the Most High said, let there be light, and there was light.
Right. So what? He said, let there be light. And there was light. But he said it first.
Yeah.
That's what we understand. The Spirit was out there moving, but he said, who's he talking? When he said, let there be light, who's he talking to? No. He said, let there be light. And there was light. Who said, let there be light? The Moses said, let there be light. Who's he talking to? Huh? The angels, right? The spirits. Angels and spirits are synonyms. Okay? He ordering the spirits to move. And they moved and they made light. That's what's going on when you break it down. So your words carry spirit. Anybody understand that? All right. So now, go back to where you at. Your Bible.
The book of Sirach, chapter 23, and verse 11. A man that uses much swearing shall be filled with iniquity.
So that's why when a man uses much swearing, he'll be filled with iniquity. Because he's bringing around him what? Evil spirits. Read on.
And the plague shall never depart from his house.
Come on.
If he shall offend, his sin shall be upon him.
Read.
And if he acknowledge not his sin, he maketh a double offense.
Exactly. Sometimes people make excuses for it. Yeah. Right? They like to run to the book of Paul. And they say, well, you see, Paul said he spoke, what did he say? Do I speak rude in speech, but not in knowledge? That ain't talking nothing about no curse. Where do you see Paul say, and you MFers? Need to hear the word of the Most High God. Show me that scripture before you try to twist the scripture to mean something that it don't even mean. Rude in speech means he was not eloquent. All right? He wasn't eloquent. He's like Moses. Moses said he wasn't eloquent. Aaron was the one that was eloquent. So that's why Moses gave Moses Aaron so he could speak to the people. He was more eloquent in speech. That's all Paul's saying. I'm not eloquent. I'm rude in speech. I'm just direct. I'm just saying what I want to say. I don't know how to be, finesse it, as they say today. He couldn't finesse it with his speech. Right? That's all that scripture means. It don't mean cursing. Okay? There's a lot of doctrines out there. But, you got to really kind of use your head. When they say certain things, does that even line up and make sense? The Lord's saying don't let your words be seasoned with salt. For the edifying. What edification are we getting out of you, MF, or you, this, that, and the third? Right? Read on. Go back to the book
of Sirach, chapter 23, verse 11. A man that uses much swearing shall be filled with iniquity, and the plague shall never depart from his house.
Right, the plague will never depart, there will always be problems.
If he shall offend, his sin shall be upon him. And if he acknowledge not his sin, he maketh a double offense. And if he swear in vain, he shall not be innocent, but his house shall be full of calamities. There is a word that is clothed about with death.
Right.
The Most High grant that it be not found in the heritage of Yahweh.
There it is, man. There's a word that's clothed about with death. He said it should not be found around Israel. Okay? No, we should be speaking at wickedness. When you speak righteously. You can speak, you can express yourself strong but righteous. Okay? You can bring out hard points and facts and learn how to eloquently move and get your point across without resorting to proverbious words, words without value, vain words. There's better adjectives and verbs you can use other than and pronouns you can find to express yourself other than cursing. Really. Read on.
For all such things shall be far from the righteous, and they shall not wallow in their sins. Use not thy mouth to intemperate swearing, for therein is the word of sin.
Right, intemperate swearing, just constantly. Now, everybody will curse every once in a blue, right? We're not saying that you never say a curse word. Because I know any one of us, you walk in your house and the lights is off, and you kick the corner of that bed with that pinky toe. Some words gonna come out your mouth, right? We all human here, right? But it's not intemperate, because your temper is pretty high at this point. You're in pain, you're crying out, or maybe you're in an argument or something, and you might say something because you're angry, right? That's not intemperate. We talking about people that's cursing for no reason. There's no purpose for it. Okay. There's no alert. There's no heightened sense of alert. You just feel like cursing. That's wicked. Read.
I'm just going to something else.
Okay, I said that. All right, so let's go back, way back, before we entered into speech. Because we entered into speech just talking about what was going down out here. So go back to Isaiah 5:20.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 5, verse 20. Woe unto them that call evil good and good evil, that put darkness for light and light for darkness, that put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter.
Right, because a lot of our people are going to be out there taking part in the festivities of this Haitian Flag Day, and all the festivities is derived around lust, mischief, mischievousness, right? Nothing's going to be of any spiritual value that's going on out there. But they're going to say at the end of the day, you know what, it was good. So you say, woe unto you that call good evil and evil good. Okay, well, it's not good. Okay, nothing was good. It's not all good. As they say, it's all good. It's not all good. It's all wicked. Okay, so we know not to engage in these festivals, whether it be carnival time, all this stuff. Listen, we're out there edifying our people. If you can't find a situation that's without all that wickedness and our people out there lusting and all that madness, we don't need to be amongst them. It says, be mindful of the time that you spend when you're amongst the indiscreet. What's the one? It also tells us that in the redeeming the time. What is that? That's Timothy's. When I go, I told you otherwise. Let's see what that is. Huh?
I was gonna bring up first John.
What you doing out first, John?
2015.
Yeah, bring that up.
The book of 1 John, chapter 2 and verse 15. Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him.
See, that's straightforward.
Come on.
I mean, if you in love with all this worldly celebration, worldly festivals, then you gotta be careful, because the love of the Most High can't be in you, because you can't serve two masters,
Come on.
You're gonna adhere to one, you're gonna stick with one, and you're gonna despise the other. So we can't be caught up with that.
Verse 16.
Uh-huh.
For all that is in the world,
What's in the world?
the lust of the flesh, and the lust of the eyes,
Right?
and the pride of life.
That's all that's gonna be going out there. Lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life. Oh, look what I got. Look what I got. Right? Look at my chain, look at my car, look at my sneakers. I got on the Yeezys. Okay? Look at my Yeezys. That's all that's going to be going on out there. Okay? Read on.
For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh, and the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life, is not of the Father.
It's not what?
Not of the Father.
It's not of the Father, but what?
But is of the world.
But it's of the world.
Huh?
So we don't want to be caught up in no worldly celebrations. Colossians 4 and 5. Okay?
You put the scripture on redeeming the time, right?
I'm putting it right now, 4 and 5.
That was,
I didn't get there yet.
Oh.
Colossians 4 and 5.
okay.
I just quoted it, but we're going to read it now.
Okay.
The book of Colossians, chapter 4 and verse 5.
Come on.
Walk in wisdom toward them that are without.
Right, you're supposed to be walking. When you're amongst those that don't have wisdom, you're supposed to be walking extra wise. You're supposed to watch your steps. Walk in wisdom towards them that are without. Read on.
Redeeming the time.
Redeeming the time. You know, you keep your mind on the time. Don't spend too much time. Don't get all engulfed in what they deal with. You passing through, you talk to your crew, you talk to the people, keep it moving. If they can't get on your level, you need to move on. They talk about Yahushua was amongst who? Publicans and sinners, right?
Yeah.
But when he was amongst them, what was he doing? He was edifying them. He wasn't amongst them being a publican and a sinner himself. He wasn't saying Pastor Cavassier. When he was amongst them, he was edifying them. You know, this is what we got to think about. People say things like, "Oh, Christ was amongst sinners." Yeah, but what was he doing when he was amongst the sinners? He was telling them, "Go and sin no more." Except what? Ask pardon for thy sin. Ask the Father. So he was sending them to the Most High. Ask the Most High to forgive you for your sin. That's what Yahushua was doing. Right? He went out there partying it up. Right? He wouldn't pass me a red cup. That's not what he was doing. Okay. Redeeming the time, you know.
Verse 6. Let your speech be always with
Let your
grace.
what?
Let your speech
Let your speech, read,
be always with grace.
be always with grace. So when you're amongst the unwise, your speech got to be graceful. What does that mean, always with grace? What does that mean that your speech is always with grace? What does that mean? What you're not doing. Your speech is with grace. Who received grace anyway? Children of Israel. So now, but your speech always being with grace. What does it mean? Merciful, man. Merciful. Kind. Loving of your brothers and your sisters. That's what you're supposed to come to Israel. We're supposed to be merciful on Israel. You can't be condemning each other, beating up on each other as brothers and sisters. I can't stand that brother. That brother is this, that, and the third. You don't even know the brother. Right? Just know him off of Facebook or YouTube. You cussing the brother out. Okay. Our words ain't supposed to be like that. It's supposed to be full of grace. Read on.
Seasoned with salt, that ye may know how ye ought to answer every man.
Right? So, right.
Yeah.
And you may know how we ought to answer every man, what we're supposed to say, how we're supposed to speak. So, we get this understanding. Most I just pushing that spirit against that we be careful in our speech this weekend. We be careful what we say when we communicate. All right, that the Most High, He holds it to our charge what comes out of our mouths. Okay, especially when we're amongst the indiscreet. That's when you're supposed to show yourself more in control, more discipline. Okay, because they're dependent on you. You're the guy. You're representing the kingdom of heaven. When they see you, they're supposed to see the kingdom of heaven. Okay? Watch this. Luke 17, verse 20.
The book of Luke, chapter 17, and verse 20. And when he was demanded of the Pharisees, when the kingdom of the Most High should come, he answered them and said, the kingdom of the Most High cometh not with observation.
Right?
Neither shall they say, lo here, or lo there.
Come on.
For behold, the kingdom of the Most High is within you.
Right, the kingdom of the Most High is within you. So we got to show forth that kingdom. You the kingdom. So that's how you got to represent yourself. Okay? So you can't be kingdom and you talking crazy. Right? Let's get 2 Timothy's. Two and 14.
The book of 2 Timothy, chapter 2, and verse 14. Of these things, put them in remembrance.
Right? So he's saying, don't forget these things. Put them in your remembrance. Read on.
Charging them before the Most High,
Right?
that they strive not about words to no profit, but to subverting of the hearers.
Come on.
Study to show thyself approved unto the Most High, a workman that needeth not to be ashamed,
Come on.
rightly dividing the word of truth.
Doing what?
Rightly dividing the word of truth.
We got to rightly divide the word of truth. Read on.
But shun profane and vain babbling.
What are babblings? Talk. People running their mouth, talking out their own head. You got to study. So when somebody says something, right, that you know ain't no scripture, you can cut that. Okay? That you know is against the will of the Most High, but you can shun that vain and profane babbling, that talking, because you study. So when someone says, oh, I can curse if I want to curse, you cut that spirit. Right? You cut that spirit. You got the scriptures to cut it down. Okay? So we know, according to the word of the Most High, that's our ammunition. Everything we say, we got to come from the book. Everybody understand that? Read on.
For they will increase unto more unrighteousness.
Because if you allow that talk to go down, they're only going to become exceedingly more wicked. They ain't going to all of a sudden, righteousness ain't going to be zapped into their brain. If they don't come by way of this word, they ain't going to learn righteousness. They got to humble down and open up this Bible and learn righteousness. Everybody understand that? Read.
And their word will eat as doeth a canker, of whom is Hymenaeus and Beltus, who concerning the truth have erred.
You know what a canker is? What eat like a canker is like rust. You know how rust eat away something, you could barely see it, but next thing you know, the whole thing is messed up. Rust done got in there and ate it away. All right? So eat like a canker. That's how their words be. Because they're wicked words, man. And it'll nip away at your spirit. Okay. Read on.
Verse 18. Who concerning the truth have erred, saying that the resurrection is past already.
Right.
And overthrow the faith of some.
Right.
Nevertheless, the foundation of the Most High standeth sure.
Right.
Having this seal, the Most High knoweth them that are his. And let every one that nameth the name of Hamashiach depart from iniquity.
Right. So if you're going to be naming the name of the Mashiach, you got to depart from sin. You can't be naming the name of your house. I'm an Israelite. Yeah, how about you, but then you're in the middle of sin, in the midst of wickedness. You at the Haitian Day parade, right? With your flag, tuck it in your fridges. Okay? You can't do that. Okay? If you want to name your house shop, you got to put all that stuff behind you. Everybody understand that? Very important. Okay? You can't serve two masters, right? You can't serve, can't eat at both tables. You can't be at the Feast of Weeks, the Pentecost on Sunday, but you was at the parade on Saturday. Can't do that. Nah, it's the Most High. You got to make a choice. You got to choose. All right? Everybody got to choose. You want something? Right? All right. Let's go back. Did we finish that in Sarah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I went into something else.
All right. Let's continue then. Give me Peter's. 1 Peter's 4:1.
The book of 1 Peter, chapter 4, and verse 1. For as much then as Hamashiach have suffered for us in the flesh, arm yourselves likewise with the same mind. For he that have suffered in the flesh have ceased from sin,
Right?
that he no longer should live the rest of his time in the flesh to the lust of men, but to the will of the Most High.
Come on.
For the time past of our life may suffice us to have brought the will of the Gentiles when we walked in lasciviousness, lust, excess of wine, revelings, banquetings, and abominable idolatries.
Right, so we was out there. They were out there. He said we was out there too. Reveling of wine, adulteries and fornications. Right? We out there for what? We clean up our act, huh? And that's what we got to encourage our people. We got to let our people know, listen, we were out there too. It ain't like we were born like this. We didn't wake up like this. We had to put in work to be this. We had to put in that work that changes you. Change your mind, change your spirit, change your way of thinking. Okay? If we can do it, you can do it. That's how you got to encourage the people. And not only we do it, but now what? We did it and now we enjoy it. Okay? Read on.
Verse 4. Wherein they think it strange that ye run not with them
Right.
for the same access of riot, speaking evil of you. Who shall give account to him that is ready to judge the quick and the dead?
Right.
For this cause was the gospel preached also to them that are dead.
Right. So what? Let's go to something else at that point. Give me 2 Ezra 14 and 30. 34. 14 verse 34.
The book of 2 Ezra, chapter 14 and verse 34.
Come on.
Therefore, if so be that ye will subdue your own understanding.
You do what?
Subdue your own understanding.
What it means to subdue your own understanding? What are you doing to your own understanding? How do you subdue it? What does it mean if somebody gets subdued?
Control.
Huh?
Put under control.
Put it under control.
Subjection.
Put it under subjection. Exactly. You subdue your own understanding. Mean that what you thought was right, put it to the side.
Yeah.
Put it down to the side. So that what? You can now receive the instruction from the Most High God. Right? Read on.
And reform your hearts.
And do what?
And reform your hearts.
Change your way of thinking. Form your mind. Your heart talking about your mind. Right? The heart ain't chest. All I do is pump blood. The heart is talking about your mind. Reform your mind. Read on.
Ye shall be kept alive, and after death ye shall obtain mercy.
Okay, so after death you shall. How do you obtain mercy after death?
Putting in their work.
What happens after you die? What happens after you die? You what?
The spirit goes up.
What happens? Goes up and does what?
Being judged by the Most High.
If he judged. Right or wrong? Everybody understand that? Any proof on that?
2 Corinthians 5:10. That's the precept.
Is it?
Yeah. Get it?
I went to Revelation, but let me see what he got. 2 Corinthians 5 and 10. 2 Corinthians 5 and 10.
Yeah.
The book of 2 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 10. For we must all appear before the judgment seat of Hamashiach,
All right, fine.
that every one may receive the things done in his body, according to that he hath done, whether it be good or bad.
Whether it be good or bad, yeah, if it's good, yeah. Sharp birds out. All right. Yeah, so we all gotta go before that seat and get judged. And what we try to do, obtain mercy. Obtain mercy. We gotta change our minds, change the way we think. Right? If you was Haitian, you're not Haitian anymore. The Levite. Right? You don't do certain things. Things you did before, you don't do it no more. Okay. Or whatever country you're from, your parents are born in, I should say. Okay. There's only one nation. Yeah, give me that.
The book of Revelation, chapter 20, and verse 11. Verse 11. And I saw a great white throne, and him that sat on it, from whose face the earth and the heavens fled away, and there was found no place for them. And I saw the dead, small and great, stand before the Most High, and the books were opened. And another book was opened, which is the book of life. And the dead were judged out of those things which were written in the books.
Right. So what? It's clear.
Done.
You're gonna be judged. So that's why you want to obtain mercy. None of us gonna be clean in that judgment. We're all gonna have sins that we gotta account for. But if we obtain enough mercy, well, that covers the sin. Okay? The mercy trumps the sin. You know what I mean? Because our power is merciful. All right? He told us he's merciful. He will forgive us for our sins. What is that? John 1 and 8. 1 John 1 and 8.
Yeah. It's 1 day. 1 day. Yeah. It's 1 day.
Okay.
Yeah, 1 and 8.
The book of 1 John, chapter 1 and verse 8. If we say that we have no sin, we deceive ourselves.
Right? So we're not saying we don't sin. We're not saying you're an Israelite now, you'll never curse, you never do nothing wrong. We're not saying that. We're encouraging you to do better. That's all we're saying. You know?
And the truth is not in us.
Come on.
If we confess our sins.
If we do what?
If we confess our sins.
If we just acknowledge the fact that we are coming short of the commandment of the Most High, you know?
He is faithful and just to forgive us our sins.
He's going to forgive us. As long as we continue in righteousness, we'll be forgiven. If you continue in sin, then you won't be. Right? Well, only we repent, right? The scripture tells us once a man repent, come back to the Most High, all that he did was not going to be mentioned. It's going to be wiped out. Right? That's Ezekiel 18 for those that want to research it, right? It'll be wiped out. So we got to make sure we taking this serious. We're forming our mind. We're not falling for no okey doke. We're not going to get pulled out there. We're not gonna be no Haitian Day, Flag Day, or any of that stuff, because we're gonna serve the Most High. Huh? Go back to Second Ezra. Let's finish it there. I think there's something more there. What'd you read down to?
Okay.
The book of Second Ezra, chapter 14 and verse 35.
Okay.
For after death shall the judgment come.
Shall the what?
Shall the judgment come.
Read on.
When we shall live again.
We shall do what?
When we shall live again.
Don't let it fool you. You will live again. Okay, read on.
And then shall the names of the righteous be manifest.
Right?
And the works of the unrighteous shall be declared.
Right. So everything is going to be set up and declared. Read on.
Let no man therefore come unto me now, nor seek after me these 40 days.
All right, come on.
So I took the 5 men as
yeah. All right. So what? So everything will be declared. Everything will be judged. So we're encouraging our people to repent, come back to the Most High before it's too late. Sirach 21 and 1.
The book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 21 and verse 1. My son, hast thou sinned? Do so no more, but ask pardon for thy former sins. Flee from sin.
All right, so let's look at that. Let's look at that real closely. He said, if you sin, do what? Read it again.
The book of Sirach, chapter 21, verse 1. My son,
read.
Hast thou sinned?
Have you sinned? Has everybody sinned in here? Read on.
Do so no more.
Stop it. Do so no more. Read on.
But ask pardon.
But make sure you repent. Read on.
For thy former sins.
For the former sins, the things that you already committed. Read on.
Flee from sin.
Flee from this new sin. Read on.
As from the face of a serpent.
As from the face of a serpent. Anybody see a snake? Everybody know they're going to be jumping, running. You might jump on a chair. Right? From the face of a serpent. Read on.
For if thou comest too near it.
Because if you come too near sin, read on.
It will bite thee.
Right? So don't think you're going to go. I'm not going to go to the flag. Oh, no. I'm not going to use no flags. I'm just going to go down there and see what's going on. You go too close to the sin, it's going to grab you up. Next thing you know, you be in the middle of the damn dance floor. You talk about you just going to check out what's going on. I'm not going to do nothing. I'm not going to wear no flag. Next you get down there, you got 15 flags on. He will start giving you flags. And they go choose the Haitian Day king for the day. You know what I mean? Because you're going to go down there near the badness and not get involved in it. Don't go near it. Right? The scriptures say, lead us not into, but deliver us from evil. We always got to remember those two. That's very important to remember that. Don't go near the temptation. So you ain't got to worry about the evil. Okay? The temptation is what brings you near the evil. If it wasn't for the temptation, you'd go near the evil. Okay? So it's important that we have that understanding, that we have that, this ammunition when these weeks come up, when these things come up, these festivals come up. Last week, a lot of y'all conquered that Mother's Day, all praises. Right? You didn't get pulled in. You wasn't running to the florist. You wasn't running to edible arrangements to get some fruit for your mother. You didn't give in. Con? I don't know, it didn't sound too convincing. Somebody might have fell by the sword. Yeah? Somebody might have fell by the sword. But if you did, man, listen, repent for your former sins and go and sin no more. Read on.
The teeth thereof are as the teeth of a lion,
right,
slaying the souls of men. All iniquity is as a two-edged sword.
Is as a what?
Two-edged sword.
Come on.
The worms thereof cannot be healed.
Right. The wounds cannot be healed. So we gotta be careful. Read on.
To terrify and do wrong will waste riches. Thus the house of proud men shall be made desolate.
That's it, man. Through terror, waste your riches, take your money away. Right? So we want to flee from sin as best we can. Stay far from it. We're not saying we're without sin.
Yeah.
Right? But we know that the Most High will forgive us for our sins. Come?
Gone.
All right, so at this point, we're at 10 o'clock now. Any questions? Anything that we went over? Actually, 10:10. All right, so do remember, don't forget, Sunday, right? Feast of Weeks, Oswald Park, right? 26th Street and 21st Avenue in Fort Lauderdale. Can't miss it. It's a big park. Okay? That's this Sunday. Okay? Let's not miss out. It's a Pentecost. It's a glorious feast. It's one of the big three. What's the big three feasts in Israel? Yeah. Passover. Right? Passover, Pentecost, and Tabernacles. Don't miss it. Okay? Don't miss it. All right. Any questions, anything?
You say Pavilion 3, right?
Huh?
Which,
Pavilion 3. Pavilion 3. All right, it's going to be a glorious time. We're going to go into scriptures concerning while we're gathering, and then we're going to gather and have a great time by Shabbat Mashak Yahushua. Khan?
Gone.
All right. With that being said, I would say, Imagine we're putting down your rostrum, stand and face Jerusalem. Let's set up the Lord's Prayer, the Lashon Kodash. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Hamashiach Tapala, the Lord's Prayer. Abiyanawa.
Abiyanawa.
Shabbat Shemayim.
Shabbat Shemayim.
Kodash.
Kodash.
Haya.
Haya.
Shamka.
Shamka.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Walakwatka.
Malakutah.
Taba'a.
Taba'ah.
Watazaka.
Watazaka.
Haya.
Haya.
Aisha.
Aisha.
Waharatiza.
Waharatiza.
Ka.
Ka.
Bashemayim.
Bashemayim.
Talanawa.
Talanawa.
Lacham.
Lacham.
Ko.
Ko.
Yawam.
Yawam.
Wasalachanawa.
Salakanawa.
Kabawatinawa.
Kabawakinawa.
Kasalakinawa.
Kasalakinawa.
Kabawatinawa.
Kabawakinawa.
Wala'a.
Wala'a.
Tabiyanawa.
Tabiyanawa.
Wanasaiwan.
Wanasaiwan.
Abo.
Abo.
Awashaynawa.
Awashaynawa.
Wanrai.
Wanrai.
Kaya.
Kaya.
Laka.
Laka.
Kamalakwa.
Kamalakwa.
Waha'ala.
Waha'ala.
Wathai Parah.
Watai Parah.
La'aywalamid.
La'aywalamid.
Wahashem.
Wahashem.
Mashiach.
Hamashiach.
Yahushai.
Yahushai.
Amen.
Amen. Lord's Prayer, English, Matthew chapter 6, verse 9. After this manner, therefore, pray, our Father which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. Amen. For if ye forgive men their trespasses, your heavenly Father also forgive you. But if you forgive not men their trespasses, neither will your Father forgive your trespasses. Bahashem, Hamashiach Yahushua, the water of God. Amen.
Amen. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. All right. Tomorrow, Sabbath service, noonday, going into the portion of the Torah, and we get reacquainted with our law, statutes, and commandments. Leviticus test tomorrow. Okay, because we closed out the book of Leviticus, all right, last week. So now we're going into the book of Numbers. All praises. Shalom.